Transformers are capable of scanning other vehicles and changing their alt modes at will. What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching Bumblebee's Journey. This is just a web series where we're talking about the Bumblebee solo film from the Transformers Cinematic Universe. It's episode number 7, and let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about social media and what's been going on the social media front for the Transformers Bumblebee spin-off film, which is titled Transformers Bumblebee. And what we have here is something from Haley Steinfeld's Instagram stories, and if you head over there, and if you caught it in time, because that photo is gone now, we have this photo of this area where you see cones, skid marks. It's an open area, and it says right here in the caption, training grounds. Bumblebee, where you at? Training grounds, cones, skid marks. She's learning how to drive. I'm sure she knows how to drive, but she's probably doing a little bit of stunt driving training. She's probably going to be driving Bumblebee or driving another vehicle, which requires her to drive really fast and do a little bit of sharp turning. So that's a good sign. That is a really, really good sign, because she's actually going to be going through this training so it looks more authentic. And not only that, none of the actors from the previous films actually went through this type of training before. So what does that tell you about this film? Well, this film is going to be way more driving centric or car centric or whatever you want to call it. It's more of a driving film, I would say, mainly because they're keeping this film smaller. You know there's going to be car chases, and it's not a big film where you have these giant action sequences, which is a combination of not just driving action, but also like aerial battles and robot fighting and tanks, and it's just Michael Bay does a lot of crazy stuff with his action. I think this is going to be a very driving focused film. There's going to be a lot of car chases, and this is proof that they're going to be spending a lot of time behind the wheel. So very, very cool. Now, the last time I talked about Transformers Bumblebee was that I mentioned that they're going to start filming pretty soon. And pretty soon is now, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to start filming probably, I don't know, next week or something. So that could possibly happening. So not only are they going through training, but it looks like a set design is happening, because it looks like over here, posted by Aaron 09345, we got something done by the art department. And this, I can't really make out what exactly this is going to be, because there's really no evidence that any of these vehicles could end up being Transformers. I mean, we never really know, but you have one of these cars or one of these vehicles that is covered, and then you have this red one right here, and this yellow one, and then this dark brown truck. And I don't really know what these vehicles are, but we do know that the timeline of, or rather the time period that this film takes place is 1985. I'm just going to read you what it says right here in the post. It is the first day of July, and the Bumblebee spinoff could be starting its first day of filming today. By 0Z0YT has spotted these vehicles in Virginia, has said that a director's chair has been put on the set with a Paramount logo, and that these vehicles were shipped by trucks. People aren't allowed near the film set anymore. However, the thing that interests me the most out of this set is that there is a not so modern yellow and red vehicle there, and they are placed next to a garage, which reminds me that Haley's character would be a mechanic, and also said that the film is said to be set in 1985. What do you guys think? Hashtag Transformers, hashtag Bumblebee movie, hashtag Bumblebee. So, yellow and red, automatically I think of Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. That's obviously a lot of people's first thoughts, but we do know that Bumblebee is a Camaro, at least in the movie universe, he's a Camaro, but this is also a great opportunity for Bumblebee to be a Volkswagen Bug, which is what his G1 mode is. No sign of a Volkswagen Bug here, but we do see a yellow vehicle and a red vehicle, and we do also know that these Transformers are capable of scanning other vehicles and changing their alt modes at will. So that is something that could happen in this movie. After all, we saw it happen in the first film, went from a 1977 Camaro to a 2006 Camaro. So that's highly possible. But what interests me the most is that this is a garage. It looks like this vehicle is being fixed up, and we do know that Haley Steinfeld's character is a bit of a mechanic, and she knows how to fix cars. So this could be her home. And what's parked at potentially her home is a yellow car and a red car. So I'm not going to go ahead and say that this is Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, but it just feels very, very, like, I can't say that it's a coincidence that they decide to have a yellow car and a red car there. So, who knows? I'm not going to jump to any conclusions right now, but at least we have our first set photo of Transformers Bumblebee, even though they haven't started filming yet. But anyways, this gives me more, I won't say faith, but I feel more positive about this film right now, mainly because of the time period that it's set in. And also, it's more character-centric, mainly because we have fewer robot characters. I have a feeling it's going to be Bumblebee on his own. Well, now that we see a red car, maybe it's Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, but in any case, it's a very minimal amount of Autobots, Bumblebee and somebody else at most, versus maybe 3 or 4 Decepticons. And I'm thinking that, obviously, with Optimus Prime not being there, then Megatron's not going to be there, and I have a feeling that, it's possible that Barricade could be there. It's highly possible that Barricade could come back, and maybe that they are... this will be the introduction of them as rivals. You know what I'm saying? That could happen. I mean, what if Barricade is really the main lead villain, the main lead Decepticon villain? That would be pretty cool, because it would be nice to see a familiar face, but at the same time, I do want to see new Decepticons, and not only new Decepticons with 80s alt modes. That would be totally cool, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. The new 80s Transformers characters and what they look like as 80s vehicles. That is the one thing that excites me the most, but I'm really looking forward to this more grounded and more character-centric version of this film. Something smaller. I love the fact that they're going smaller, because we know how these big Michael Bay movies are, and they just get a little bit overkill in terms of, like, they're just a little bit over the top. They're just a little bit too much, and Transformers Last Night is a prime example of that. So, I'm looking forward to this. I really am looking forward to this. I think there's going to be a smaller military presence. I think if there's going to be any authority figure there, it won't be the military. I think it's going to be the police, which actually is very, very cool, because having the police there and having a larger police presence there as opposed to the military really shows that they could really bring back that robots in disguise concept that we don't see much of in these Transformers live action films. Sure, we got to see it in the first one, then they brought it back in Transformers Last Night, but in between those films, like the second, third, and fourth, the sequels, they don't really show that much, even if at all. So I would love for them to go back to the concept of robots in disguise, because that's what it's all about from the very, very beginning, and I think this is that film to do that. Anyways, I want you guys to answer some questions for me, post a theory, and that is, do you think Bumblebee is that vehicle right there, or do you think Bumblebee is going to end up being a Camaro or a Volkswagen Bug? What do you think? Place your guesses down below in the comments section. Also, do you think Barricade is going to be the main Decepticon, the lead Decepticon, or do you think it's going to be an entirely new character? Let me know who you think is going to be in the comments section below. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this episode. And there was actually one more thing I wanted to add in there, but I just forgot what it was. Don't you hate it when that happens? Give me 5 seconds. Give me 10 seconds to think about that. Maybe I can remember. What the heck was I about to say? It was something good too. Okay, forget it. I forgot what it was. I forgot what I was about to say, but in any case, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. The idyllic life of these two is interrupted by the evil Decepticons. And how are they going to be able to deal with the problem without Optimus and without everybody else?